like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. On this day, it is the focus on business. And guess what? Tax time is just around the corner. Ooh, is it past midnight yet? Almost. 436 MeTV option 11. We have an expert in the house who owns his own business. He'll advise you and tell us how he does it. Back in a moment. Back here in the program on a Tuesday morning, the focus is on business, and if you're one of those people that procrastinates, waits until the last possible second to get your taxes done, hey, it's almost D-Day time. The clock is about to strike midnight. We're about 1 week away. 1 week from today, your taxes are due, my friends. And the focus today is on a business that will help you take care of that, a Fresno business that's been around for the better part of 28 years, if not longer. And he's a local guy. Take you to the videotape. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The Garabedian Group specializes in tax preparation. There is the front office right there. They're brand new offices, I might add. And there is Dale Garabedian, not only the CEO of the company, he has the pleasure of working with his 2 children as well, and has for many years. No question, the accounting business is a complex one these days with too many regulations. I mean, too many. Financial information, and how does one stay on top of all that? I am just not sure. Not only that, there are 1,001 accounting firms out there to choose from. So how do you know which one is right for you? That's the question. Make your decision based on fact, my friends. Do a little research of your own, and sometimes it's not even the firm itself, it is the people. The people are what make the difference. The firm may have the experience and know-how, but lack that personal connection with you, the customer. Better get cracking. Tax deadline is 1 week from today. Live in our studio right now is Dale Garabedian. He is the CEO, the owner, the founder of the Garabedian Group here in the city of Fresno. As I said, has been around for 28 years, maybe more than 30 years. We'll get the exact figure and pin him down here on the show. But if you have a tax question, if you have an inheritance question, if you have a question about investments and any other type of question that deals with financial, Dale is here to answer it. 436 MeTV option 11. But remember, let me pre-warn you now, turn down the sound on your TV when you call in, because you won't be able to get on the air. We're back with our program here in just a moment.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
We're back here on the show. The focus today is on business and on your taxes. Are they done yet? Or are you waiting? Are you a procrastinator like many of us? Hey, mine are done. I'm free and clear. I have the load off my chest. Dale Garabedian is here to take the load off too. How are you, sir?
I'm great, John. Thank you.
You look wonderful. You look like $1 million there. You look well relaxed, and it's a week from the deadline, and you look relaxed.
Well, we're relaxed, but we still have a lot of work to do. So,
yeah. That's nothing new for you, right?
I've been doing this for quite some time. So I started on January 1st, 1976 in the accounting business.
Wow. So a week left, but the key comment of the day should be don't panic. You have a lot of time left.
Well, don't panic. Well, there's always options, but with the right accounting firm, I believe that you can accomplish the goal of getting your returns done, or paying in the right amount before the due date and extending the return and filing it a little bit later on.
Yeah, but a week is quite a bit of time to get everything done. I mean, if you hand everything over to an expert like yourself or anybody else, I mean, they'll have plenty of time to go over, right?
Well, I'm not sure about that. There's other clients that may be in front of them, so we have to kind of go through the workload as it's come in, and so yeah, there's capacity to do work, but there's also some work that's sitting there that needs to get completed before the deadline.
In other words, come in, but take a number.
It's not exactly like that, but it's sort of like that, right?
Kind of. It's first come, first serve, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
If you can't get it done on time, then you just file the extension, right? I mean, and is that a fairly simple process?
It's a simple process. You do need to estimate whether or not you're going to be overpaid or if you're going to owe a balance. Mm-hmm. And if you owe a balance, it would be recommended that you pay that amount with your extension and then file the return. Any balance that was due or is due with your return and isn't paid by April 15th would then be subject to penalties and interest.
Why do you want them to pay that with their extension, so they do not receive a penalty? Or?
That's exactly right, to mitigate penalties and interest that would be due.
The interest too, huh?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, boy. So when would that come in the mail if you're late on that?
That would be computed when you completed your return and were prepared to file it. It would then be computed at that point in time.
Yeah.
And you would pay those with the return balance.
We're talking with Dale Garabedian, 436-MeTV option 11. If you have a tax question, it's 1 week from today, so don't hit the panic button just yet. Hit the panic button at maybe about 11:30 next Monday night, somewhere around there, 11:45. Not sure, but so before we get into your business, because today is the focus on business, is there anything weird or quirky about what's going on in the tax world for this year, 2014, or I guess it would be retroactive back to last year?
Right.
2013 is what we're talking about.
That's correct, John. I always tell people that we are basically historians. We're working on tax information.
You're a year behind.
We're working on information that happened already generally.
Yeah. Any weird tax loopholes or issues that have come up in the last couple of years that people need to watch out for?
Yes, I believe that at certain levels of income for the high net worth clients, the tax rates have gone up significantly over the past 2 years.
What bracket are we talking about here?
We're talking the maximum bracket. It would be a 39.5% tax bracket.
Wow. So would that be over $250,000 a year?
Yes, it would be. Yes,
so if you're earning more than $250K a year, you got to worry because the taxes went up.
Everything changed on January 1st, 2013, and so the rates went up an additional 4.5% over the previous years.
So it's now 39
and a half.
At 39 and a half. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I was wondering if your guest might comment on that situation with the Caterpillar Tractor Company and how they were able to evade, well, I guess they didn't get away with it, but they were attempting to evade billions of dollars in taxes in this past tax year. That's one question for your guest. And then I was asking for a comment from your guest, too. Hey, in the recent passing of Steve Philbos, one of the biggest, tax providers, I guess, for the area, does your guest care to comment on what size of estate? I assume he's not a client or was not a client of Mr. Garabedian, but Mr. Philbos left a pretty sizable estate. I just wonder if there's any estimates. I saw none published. Just out of curiosity, do you care to put a figure on it? Those two things for your guest. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm not exactly certain what Caterpillar had done when preparing their corporate tax returns, and without looking at them, it would be unfair of me to make a comment on that.
Yeah. But you're talking probably you're talking mega bucks.
we're talking very large dollars. I'm sure that a corporation of that nature has a lot of taxable income, and they may have used appropriate and legal ways of reducing their tax liability.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I could use the word avoid again without knowing how the return was prepared.
Right.
I'm sure it's a fairly complex return, but until the IRS has determined that they have evaded taxes, I would not comment on that.
Yeah, and only Caterpillar and the IRS can really comment on that. They know the figures. We really don't.
I have no idea.
Yeah. What about Pilbos?
Mr. Pilibos, I had met him once or twice. Mm-hmm. He actually attended a church that I had attended for quite some time, but I have no idea on what his estate is worth.
You're not privy.
The value of it. Hopefully that a man that I understand was well educated and did a lot of planning, has planned out his estate tax issues and has addressed them with the appropriate estate tax attorneys and estate tax accountants.
Yeah, and when you're talking about Caterpillar or Pilibos or any of those kinds of people or organizations, they probably have, maybe a half a dozen or a dozen tax people working on their situation, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I would say that in Caterpillar's place, they could have 100 accountants working with them.
Wow.
In a multinational corporation of that size, they have lots of
that's a worldwide.
Worldwide, so there's international taxes, not only United States taxes. In Mr. Pilibos' case, I don't know the answer to that. Right.
So that's the biggest change, getting back to the tax preparation from last year, is just that higher bracket. Is there anything that anybody needs to look out for that's making under 100,000 or under 50,000? Well, anything special?
Not necessarily. I think that depending on whether your business, whether you have a business and you're earning under 250 through that business, some of the depreciation rules have changed from 2012, 2013, and the IRS and Congress has reduced the amount of depreciation you can take, the amount of the one-time write-off that you can take. Recently, as recent as last week, the Senate Finance Committee actually brought back some of the depreciation rules, and they're moving it through the committees, and we'll see if it actually gets enacted.
All right, we're going to talk about your business on the other side of the break here, talking to Dale Garabedian, the CEO, the founder of the Garabedian Group. He now owns his own company. He's all by himself. He's at the top, all lonesome, my friends, and he wants your phone call, 436-MeTV, option 11. Do turn down the sound if you call in and you want to ask a question. We're back with our program in a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
We're back here with our guest today. Glad to have along Dale Garabedian of the Garabedian Group. He is the financial group. He does taxes. He does, he does it all. Everything under one umbrella. And so we invited him to be here because we appreciate the fact that we're spending time with him. That plus, on Tuesdays we do focus on business, and we didn't pay him. He didn't pay us. He came here of his own free will. And we want to try to help promote businesses here in the Central Valley and be as successful as we have here at Ventura TV. Ventura TV has been here since 1951, started by the one and only Ed Sheeran. And so we want to get back to our interview with Dale and talk about your business now. You have not only, you've been around a long time, but you own your own business now, but you haven't always, right? You
Correct.
Were partners with somebody?
That's correct. I was in a 28-year-long partnership with another CPA here in Fresno.
Okay. And in that partnership, you went your separate ways?
We dissolved that partnership, and I started the Garabedian Group about 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. So now you're on your own. How's that working out? Better? Is it better for you?
I think it's different. It's better because I believe that change is good, and we've instituted some things in the accounting profession and in our office that we believe will help change the accounting profession paradigm.
How is that? What do you want to change about it?
Well, there's a couple of things that we want to change. First of all, we want to be able to work with our clients in a manner that is different than what I believe most accounting firms do and how they work with them.
How do most accounting firms deal with their clients?
I think that a lot of accounting firms tell the clients what they need and then provide those services to them. Our difference is that we ask the clients what they want and then determine if we can provide those services to them.
Okay, when you pretend I'm a client, ask me what I want, but that doesn't mean you can always deliver what that client wants based on what their net worth, maybe what they earn per year, their financial profile, right?
That is correct. But the process that we utilize is one of about an hour to 2 hour long initial meeting that is asking a lot of questions of the clients. Okay. We try to determine what keeps them up at night, what might be their pain points, what is it they're concerned about in their business and financial lives. Once they've told us those things, then we're able to go back to them and say, well, you said this was an issue. If we can help you with that, what's it worth to you, and we'll work with you. If it's an issue that we're unable to help them with, we are very open about that and say, we can act as your quarterback and help you find the right professionals that can help you with these issues.
But you first have to look at the person's profile and then understand, I guess, what they want. But then if you can't deliver what they want, do you also let them know up front, hey, that's not going to be possible?
Absolutely. We would.
And then you make other recommendations?
Correct. That would be absolutely correct.
Right. Okay.
I would have to say to you, though, that in most cases we're able to provide them with the services that they're looking for and help them
find a way, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And why is it that most companies don't do what you do?
I think that it's an ingrained thought process that accountants are there to prepare tax returns, and that's a lot of what we do, but it's not the only thing that we do. And there's research that shows that most American citizens believe that accountants are in the top 3 of their most trusted advisors, and with that in mind, we've tried to expand the services that we provide to our clients and to new clients with not only tax returns, but with business consulting and business advisory, with payroll services, with wealth management services. And those are services that the clients have told us we really want help with.
And audits. You help with
audits. And we also do financial statement audits and financial statement preparation.
Now, you do investments, too.
That's wealth management.
Wealth management is investments.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to invest in something on the stock market, do you advise them whether or not that's a good idea or stay away from it? Or
well, how
do you do there?
Right, excuse me.
How do you do that?
We actually sit down with them, again, with the conversation first. It always begins with the conversation, not with, I want you to buy this stock, but it's a conversation of what your wants, needs, and desires are with the investment money that you have. Then we put together a financial plan that is based on a strategic model, and with the client's needs, wants, and desires, we then make recommendations for investments. And they're long-term investments. They're not short-term stocks or, while they may be invested in a fund that owns 10,000 stocks, we generally don't recommend a specific equity.
I see. What about, can you safely say at this point, I hate to put you on the spot here, but I'm going to, can you safely say that your clients are happy with your financial advice? They're not losing money? Is that a fair question?
Well, I have to be honest with you. The market is not static, and so currently I believe that our wealth management clients are very pleased with what we're doing with them.
So they're not losing money?
I can't answer that specifically.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't know specifically because you have so many clients, probably, huh?
Well, the idea is for the wealth management portfolio to grow over time and to provide income based on the needs, wants, and desires of the client.
But when you say over time, how long a period of time are you talking? Like, what if I'm in my 50s? Okay, what if I come to you? I don't have that much time.
Right.
So what would you say to a person like me?
Well, I would think that, first of all, we'd have to talk about what the investment potential is that you have. Then we would have to talk about what you want to do with those funds. When do you want to take those funds? How long do we have to grow them? When is it that you expect the funds to be depleted to zero, or do you never want to deplete them? And with those kinds of...
Because I don't have the kind of time that a 25-year-old does, or a 30-year-old that may come to you and say, hey, I'm working, I'm making really good money, I want to see some investments.
Right.
But I don't have that kind of time because I won't live as long as they do.
So you're from what you're saying to me, your portfolio would be one of wealth management preservation as opposed to growth. We would try to obviously put some growth into it and preserve what you have.
So in my case, it'd be preservation, not really growth?
Yeah, growth and preservation.
Okay. But not as much growth as somebody 30 or 40.
Well, the risk factor has to be, I would think, in discussing what your risk tolerances are, would have to be discussed, and then how much risk are you willing to take. Obviously, if you're in your 30s, you can take more risk because you've got longer to let those funds grow.
Yeah. All right. Talking to Dale Garabedian, very interesting conversation about money. It's the root of all evil, they say. I don't know. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a host. Anyway, it doesn't, money doesn't have to be the root of all evil. It doesn't have to control you. 436 MeTV option 11. We're running out of time. Back with our guest in just a moment.
Remember me?
After practicing law, Raymond Berg fought crime.
You have the right to an attorney.
As a hard-boiled detective on wheels.
Ain't it the truth?
His name is Ironside.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind saying it again.
His name is Ironside.
All right, now you've said it.
Nothing slows him down.
I want to see this one firsthand.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
What are we waiting for?
Back here on our program with Dale Garabedian. Let's roll the videotape. I want to show inside the offices, a fairly new facility. You've been here how long inside these offices right here, Dale?
Since September of 2013.
That's it?
Yes.
Wow, where were you before?
We were about a block south of there in a different facility.
And how many square feet are we talking about?
It's a little over 5,000, maybe almost 6.
That's a good size office. Good size office. And you're renting, obviously.
We rent.
What's the difference between, I know what the difference is, but what are the advantages and disadvantages of, say, owning your own complex?
Well, when you own your own complex, you're obviously paying off a mortgage and or building equity. When you're leasing a complex, you do have the flexibility of the term of the lease and then the availability to grow or to change your office space.
Well, and where were you before? Prior to this was what location?
Yeah, a location on just a block south of where we are now. We're on 7110 North Fresno Street.
And if somebody wants to get in contact with you, what's your phone number there as we take a look at some of your office space there and some of the staff?
Right, my phone number is 472-7370.
Okay, one more time and a little slower.
472-7370.
Okay, interesting. And so how many people on staff? I know your son and daughter are there.
Right, we've got I think 17 people on staff right now.
17 full-timers?
No, 2 part-timers. We hire interns every year from Fresno State and Fresno Pacific College to work during tax season to help us out.
Okay. How and why did you get involved in accounting, the tax business, or the money business? I'd say it's more the money business because you do everything.
It is the money business, and I was a accounting student at Fresno State and was fortunate enough to get an internship at one of the largest accounting firms in Fresno at the time.
Which was?
Leroy H. Guttner and Company, which is no longer here. It's morphed into a number of other companies.
I heard of that company, though. I've heard of them.
Yeah,
and I haven't been here that long, only since the 90s, but I've heard of that company. And so that's where you kind of started as an intern.
Right, and I just fell in love with accounting and wanted to stay with it. So
yeah. So you grew up in Fresno?
Born and raised,
and as you just said, Fresno State, got the business degree there.
Fresno State, right.
And so, is it what you thought it would be?
It's more. Way more.
In what way?
I really love my job. I have to be honest with you. I enjoy the interaction with the people. I enjoy helping people with their financial needs and and their goals, and
Yeah.
I enjoy being a part of a lot of people's
You don't
company.
fall asleep looking at the numbers?
I don't fall asleep. I fall asleep when I get home, but I don't fall asleep when I look at the numbers.
Oh my God! It just like everything. When I look at numbers, it starts. It's fuzzy math to me. Everything is fuzzy math. I don't know. I look at my checkbook. That's fuzzy math. What did I do there? What's going on? It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. I believe my strength is that I'm an analytical thinker, and it helps me to work through the
What do you
issues
mean?
and the problems.
What do you mean by that?
I start at the top and I work my way to the bottom. I start at the beginning and work my way to the end. I don't jump around.
Okay.
It's very just much discover what the issue is, and then discover how you're going to address the issue, and then methodically work your way through.
So you
it.
look out beyond today and tomorrow too. I mean, you're not just looking at today, and I would imagine you don't have too many unfinished projects on your desk, huh?
Today I do.
Oh, because you're here.
because it's 7 days before the tax deadline.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Generally, we have a lot of projects going on, and my team is wonderful. They help me out with all the projects. I couldn't do it without the team. They're the main part of how we get work done.
Here's a question for you, Dale.
Yeah.
Who does your own finances? Who
I-
does your taxes? Who
I do
gives you the advice?
I do my own taxes, but I have
Okay.
someone else review them.
You do?
Right.
You do. And who gives you financial advice? Hey, Dale, I think you should invest here and here and here. Do you have somebody in your office that does? Or?
I do have someone in my office that helps me out with that.
Yeah, because even you need help, right?
Absolutely.
To a certain extent.
Absolutely.
But I read something, now one of your assistants emailed me some information. I found it very fascinating. One of the things that separates your group from any other is that, and I think you touched on this in the early going, and that is you listen to your clients.
We listen.
Is that the main key ingredient to success?
I want to say that in our firm and in our business, the main key to the success is listening to the clients. Not telling the clients, but listening to what they want and what they need.
So when they walk in, they're talking first, not you. And you're listening,
That is
basically.
absolutely correct.
And you found that's worked over the past 28 years.
I have to be honest with you, John. If you sit down and have a conversation with the client and the client does 90% of the talking, they're going to tell you it was a great conversation.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to know when to interject.
Oh, absolutely. We're taking notes. We actually ask our clients for permission to take notes and ask questions. And then we go back and say, well, you said this. What if we take a look at that?
The wave of the future in accounting is what, in your opinion?
Well,
especially here in the Valley.
I believe it's what we've instituted in our office, which is called a results-only work environment, which allows the team members to work anywhere they want, anytime they want, any way they want, as long as they meet the projections and the expected results.
And what do you expect out of your employees more than anything else? Number one on top of the list.
Number one on top of the list is
Yeah.
honesty and truthfulness.
Okay. With you and with your clients, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, another piece of videotape quickly before we leave, because we only got 1 minute left. Roll a videotape, and then we'll get out when we have to get out. Roll it, roll it, roll it. What are we looking at here? Is that the, looks like the mail room there.
That is our work center, correct?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, work center and tax returns that are being prepared to either be picked up or mailed out to the.
So you mail them for the, you just mail them out for the clients, right? If
Actually, almost all tax returns are now electronically filed, but these are their copies and original work documents.
I see. Well, we're almost out of time here. Dale Garabedian, 30 seconds left. Continued success to you. You've got a week to go, and your phone number one more time before we have to go.
472-7370.
All right, Dale, you've been very informative today.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, and give my best to your family, too.
I will. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you.
All right.
Dale Garabedian, the CEO, the founder of the Garabedian Group. You can contact him if you are procrastinating and hitting the panic button. It only got a week left. Back with another edition of Connect with Me tomorrow, right here on Comcast 187 and 43.6.
ready, Bo?
Let's go.
Dr. Shields, activated, Mr. Sulu. Automatic, sir.
And we're pushing to the limit.
Situation critical.
Base of action.
Can't break loose.
Peace or utter destruction. It's up to you.
Star Trek, Saturdays at 9, 8 Central on MeTV. Brought to you by Ventura TV.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.